नमो नारायण। ओम अथ स्वीय संरक्षण सनातन धर्म संरक्षण अभिवृद्ध्यर्थम समस्त बाह्याभ्यंतर शत्रु शाश्वत समूल निर्मूलनार्थम अथर्वण वेदांतर्गत सूक्त पारायणं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम शेरभकशेरभ पुनर्वो यन्तु यातवः पुनर्हेतिः किमेदिनः यस्यस्थतमत्त यो वः प्राहैततमत्त स्वामांसान्यत्त शेवृधकशेवृध पुनर्वो यन्तु यातवः पुनर्हेतिः किमेदिनः यस्यस्थतमत्त यो वः प्राहैततमत्त स्वामांसान्यत्त म्रोकानुम्रोक पुनर्वो यन्तु यातवः पुनर्हेतिः किमेदिनः यस्यस्थतमत्त यो वः प्राहैततमत्त स्वामांसान्यत्त सर्पानुसर्प पुनर्वो यन्तु यातवः पुनर्हेतिः किमेदिनः यस्यस्थतमत्त यो वः प्राहैततमत्त स्वामांसान्यत्त जूर्निपुनर्वो यन्तु यातवः पुनर्हेतिः किमेदिनीः यस्यस्थतमत्त यो वः प्राहैततमत्त स्वामांसान्यत्त उपब्धे पुनर्वो यन्तु यातवः पुनर्हेतिः किमेदिनीः यस्यस्थतमत्त यो वः प्राहैततमत्त स्वामांसान्यत्त अर्जुनि पुनर्वो यन्तु यातवः पुनर्हेतिः किमेदिनीः यस्यस्थतमत्त यो वः प्राहैततमत्त स्वामांसान्यत्त भरोजि पुनर्वो यन्तु यातवः पुनर्हेतिः किमेदिनीः यस्यस्थतमत्त यो वः प्राहैततमत्त स्वामांसान्यत्त शन्नो देवी पृश्निपर्णी अशं निरृत्या अकः उग्राहि कण्वजम्भनीतामभक्षिसहस्वतीं सहमानेयं प्रथमा पृश्निपर्णि अजायत तयाहं दुर्नाम्नां शिरोवृश्चामि शकुनेरिव अरायमसृक्पावानं यश्च स्वातिं जिहीर्षदे गर्भादं कण्वं नाशय पृश्निपर्णि सहस्वच गिरिमेनाम् आवेशय कण्वान् जीवितयोपनान् तान् स्त्वं देवि पृश्निपर्ण्यग्निरिवानुदहन्निः परा च एनान् प्रणुदकण्वान् जीवितयोपनान् तमांसि यत्र गच्छन्ति तत् क्रव्यादो अजीगमम्। ओम शांति शांति शांति। Welcome respected friends. We have started our first activity of Veda Parayanam. We have done those mantras. Now in today new mantra learning, same with the Parasena Sammohana Sankalpa, another Suktam, number 2 of first Anuvaka of Tritiya Kandam of our Atharvana Veda. Here also Atharvana is the Rishi, Agni is the Devata, Indra is the Devata, Dyauhu, Diloka, Swargadi Devatas, then Marudganas are the Devatas. 6 mantras we have. In that, O Agni, you are the ambassador, messenger, representative of all Devatas. Go and attack my enemies. Enemies who come on to me, burn them away with your Dahaka Shakti. Delude the minds of all the enemies, their hands and legs, none of them should be functional. So to, O Agni, go and destroy all the knowledge, wrong knowledge in the hearts of these Shatrus who are thinking, who is smart, who are intelligent, who are planning by all means to destroy us and Sanatana Dharma, their jnana be totally destroyed. So too, O Agni, send them away, even from their own headquarters. You just chase them, chase them, chase them till they are finished. So too, ho Indra, hmm, you are the one prayed by us. It's our request to you. Use your all Shakti and go toward this Shatru Sena. Take the help of Agni and Vayu also and see to it that all these Shatrus are dispersed, disintegrated, destroyed. In the same way, the Shatrus who have such a terrible sankalpas of destroying us, you just delude them. Then, whatever the dushta sankalpas they have in their heart, may all of them be subsided, subdued, removed. Then, all the devatas again sammohanam do the sammohana of their mana as well as may they become non-active, inactive at all their limbs of the body. Then enter into their bodies, O devatas. Then give them all sorts of dukkha, shoka, burn them away, and give so much of tamoguna to them that they don't even think about doing something negative. Then all these sainya you can very clearly see with its bala coming onto me. So, with your variety of powers, shaktis, go and then see that they become non active, inactive, and then see to it that they lose contact with each other, they don't know each other, so that they are not integrated. So, this is a very, very powerful mantra I found in continuation. Ki how we have to defend ourselves and destroy the enemies through the prarthana shakti and sankalpa shakti along with our physical activities outside. So this seems to be a very big war happening in the evolution of jiva for a long period of time till he transcends the reality given to the world or the upadhis. It's a necessary thing. है ना? And from what direction, for what purpose? The Shatrus attack us. Is it our own prarabdha, our mistakes, or it is their own negative thoughts? Why is it happening? It goes on happening. Don't ask that question. In Ramayana also we'll see today. The avidya maya. Ekadushta atishaya dukharupa. Javasa jiva para bhavakopa. So it is like that. Don't ask why these Shatrus are like that. Just see how to defend yourself, how to destroy them. There's no answer. Then, in this destruction of the enemies, gross and subtle, Daiviya upayas are there, some of them divine. Intellectual plannings, the smartnesses, being careful, all upaya are required. Sometimes the physical aggressiveness also required. Sometimes by love, by kindness, by emotions, sentiments. By all means, we have to try. That's called samadhana, bheda, and danda. Through all these upaya, we have to see that the shatrus are not overpowering us. Whether they are the inner shatrus of tamas and rajas, whether they are the outer shatrus, appearing in the form of the prakriti or the vastus or the jantujala, including the manushya, in whatever the pretext they come. The people try to destroy us, trouble us. One of the way they troubled us is power. When they are in a good power, political power or civil service power or police power, हम powerful है करके forget that they have the power to serve it. They try to dominate others. They try to trouble, destroy others. How many politicians grab the land of people? People can't say anything because they have political power. How many of these to be protected police force have troubled the human beings, simpletons, the middle class people, because they have power? कुछ हुआ तो केस लगा के जेल में डालेंगे. No, these are all shatrus only. They are all dushta, misusing the powers. One of the powerful way of troubling people is this power. madness sometimes of that power. They don't care only. एमएलए बन गया तो फिर राजा हो गया बस. अरे यू आर दैट फॉर सर्विस. Instead of service, when you trouble, how many times you go to Naraka? That they don't want to know, some of them. Then the worst of the other enemies are the Bhautikavadins. That they are doing the Bhautikavada promotion for their own vyapara, for their own increasing of wealth. But consequently, how they are destroying the minds of the people. They don't want to know. They say because they are consuming, we are producing. These people say because they are producing, we are consuming. Array, argument apart, with this you are destroyed or not? Yeah, then leave it, that's it. Either of you leave. You stop consuming, he will stop producing. You stop producing, he will stop consuming, no? The Bhautikavada Shatrutva, wherein we are again and again pulled, tempted into the world of Bhoga. Bhayankara. This is third Shatru. In Antaha Shatrus, we have said, the seeming political Shatrus, we have said, the Bhautikavada Shatru, and the four is the religious fanatic Shatru. And for the Sanatana Dharma, mainly these two terrible Shatrus, horrible Shatrus. And that is only one point agenda they have. Convert all, make India Christian by 2047. Or do the love jihad all and make India Islamic by 2047. That is their goal. अरे राक्षस, तू खुद ही हिंदू है. तेरे माँ बाप all दादा परदादा सनातन धर्मी. But then they have their agenda. So they have variety of things. They're all shatrus, ना. Practically you have to be. तेरे के साथ practical भी हमको देखना है. So through this Daiviya Shakti, through Sriya Shakti, through all the Shaktis. And now, if you study other Shastras, they guide us in other Shaktis. Here, in these Veda mantras, we are guided in Daiviya Shakti. Invoke the divine power to destroy the enemies. Just an idea given. Keep it in mind. So, let us chant these six mantras and yesterday's also. Krishna Vasudeva. Pray, please, very strongly for Sanatana Dharma Rakshana and Manavata Rakshana, Prakruti Rakshana. All are required. Om Atha Samasta Shatrunam Shashwatharupena Samula Nirmulana Artham Atharvana Vedantaragata Agni Indra Tiloka Marudgananam Uddishya Suktanam Parayanam Om Agnirno Dutah Om Agnirno Dutah Pratyetu Vidwan Pratyetu Vidwan Pratidahanna Vishastimaratim Pratidahanna Vishastimaratim Sachittani Mohayatu Paresham Sachittani Mohayatu Paresham Nirhastan Chakrunavad Vedah Nirhastanscha Krunavajjatavedah. There are people who are that way, invoking the grace or power, even to block our own us also. We have to reciprocate it for our protection. अग्निर्नो दूतः प्रत्येतु विद्वान् प्रतिदहन्न विशस्तिमरातिं सचित्तानि मोहयतु परेषां निर्हस्तांश्च कृणमज्जातवेदाः अग्निर्नो दूतः प्रत्येतु विद्वान् प्रतिदहन्न विशस्तिमरातिं सचित्तानि मोहयतु परेषां निर्हस्तांश्च कृणमज्जातवेदाः. Second. अयमग्निरमो मुहत अयमग्निरमो मुहत यानि चित्तानि वो हृदि यानि चित्तानि वो हृदि विवोधमत्वोकसः विवोधमत्वोकसः प्रबोधमतु सर्वतः प्रबोधमतु सर्वतः अयमग्निरमो मुहत यानि चित्तानि वो हृदि विवोधमत्वोकसः प्रबोधमतु सर्वतः अयमग्निरमो मुहद यानि चित्तानि वो हृदि विवोधमत्वोकसः प्रबोधमतु सर्वतः अयमग्निरमो मुहद यानि चित्तानि वो हृदि विवोधमत्वोकसः प्रवोधमतु सर्वतः. थर्ड, इन्द्रचित्तानि मोहयन्, इन्द्रचित्तानि मोहयन् अर्वाचाकूत्याचर, अर्वाजाकूत्याचर. अर्वाङ्गाकूत्याचर, अर्वाङ्गाकूत्याचर. अग्नेर्वातस्य ध्राज्या, अग्नेर्वातस्य ध्राज्या. तान् विशुचो विनाशय, तान् विशुचो विनाशय. इन्द्रचित्तानि मोहयन् अर्वाङ्काकूत्याचर. अग्नेर्वातस्य राज्या तान् विशुचो विनाशय. इन्द्रचित्तानि मोहयन् अर्वाङ्गाकोत्याचर. अग्नेर्वातस्य ध्राज्या तान् विशुचो विनाशय. फोर, व्याकूतय एषामिताधो, व्याकूतय एषामिताधो. चित्तानि मुह्यत, चित्तानि मुह्यत. अतो यदद्यैषाम्, अतो यदद्यैषाम् हृदि तदेषां परिनिर्जहि, हृदि तदेषां परिनिर्जहि. व्याकूतय एषामिताधो चित्तानि मुह्यत. अतो यदद्यैषां हृदि तदेषां परिनिर्जहि. व्याकूतय एषामिताधो चित्तानि मुह्यत. अतो यदद्यैषां हृदि तदेषां परिनिर्जहि. 5, अमीषां चित्तानि प्रतिमोहयन्ते, अमीषां चित्तानि प्रतिमोहयन्ते. गृहाणाङ्गान्यप्येपरेः, गृहाणाङ्गान्यप्येपरेः. अभिप्रेहि निर्दः, अभिप्रेहि निर्दः. हृत्सु शोकैर्, हृत्सु शोकैर्. ग्राह्यामित्रान्, ग्राह्यामित्रान्. तमसा विद्य शत्रून्, तमसा विद्य शत्रून्. अमीषां चित्तानि प्रतिमोहयन्ते गृहाणाङ्गानि अप्वे परेः. अभिप्रेहि निर्दहत्, निर्दः. हृत्सु शोकैर्ग्राह्यामित्रांस्तमसा विद्य शत्रून्. अमीषां चित्तानि प्रतिमोहयन्ते गृहाणाङ्गान्यप्वे परेः. अभिप्रेहि निर्दः. हृत्सु शोकैर्ग्राह्यामित्रांस्तमसा विद्य शत्रून्. 6, असौ यासेनामरुतः परेषाम्, असौ यासेनामरुतः परेषाम्. अस्मानैत्यभ्योजसा स्पर्धमान, अस्मानैत्यभ्योजसा स्पर्धमान. तां विध्यत तमसा, तमसापव्रतेन, तां विध्यत तमसापव्रतेन. यथैषामन्यो अन्यं न जानात्, यथैषाम् अन्यो अन्यं न जानात्. असौ यासेनामरुतः परेषाम्. अस्मानैत्यभ्योजसा स्पर्धमाना. तां विध्यत तमसापव्रतेन. यथैषामन्यो अन्यं न जानात्. असौ यासेनामरुतः परेषाम्. अस्मानैत्यभ्योजसा स्पर्धमाना. तां विध्यत तमसापव्रतेन. यथैषामन्यो अन्यं न जानात्. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. ट्वैस्. ॐ अग्निर्नो दूतः प्रत्येतु विद्वान् प्रतिदहन्न विशस्तिमरातिं. स चित्तानि मोहरेषां निर्हस्तांश्च कृणवज्जातवेदाः. अयमग्निरमो मुहद यानि चित्तानि वो हृदि विवोधमत्वोकसः प्रवोधमतु सर्वदः. इन्द्रचित्तानि मोहयन् अर्वाङ्गाकूत्याचर. अग्नेर्वातस्य ध्राज्या तान् विशुचो विनाशय. व्याकूतय एषामिताधो चित्तानि मुह्यत. अतो यदद्यैषां हृदि तदेषां परिनिर्जहि. अमीषां चित्तानि प्रतिमोहयन्ते गृहाणाङ्गान्यप्वेपरेः अभिप्रेहि निर्दह हृत्सु शोकैर्ग्राह्यामित्रांस्तमसा विद्यशत्रून् असौ यासेनामरुतः परेषाम् अस्मान् ऐत्यभ्योजसा स्पर्धमाना तां विद्यत तमसापवृत्तेन यथैषाम् अन्यो अन्यं न जानात् ॐ शान्तिः 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 अगेन अग्निर्नो दोतः प्रत्येतु विद्वान् प्रतिदहन्न विशस्तिमरातिं स चित्तानि मोहयतु परेषां निरहस्तांश्च कृणवज्जातवेदाः अयमग्निरमो मुहत् यानि चित्तानि वो हृदे विबोधमत्वोकसः प्रबोधमतु सर्वदः इन्द्रचित्तानि मोहयन् अर्वाङ्गापूत्याचर अग्नेर्वातस्य ध्राज्या तान् विशूचो विनाशय व्याकूतय येषाम् इताधो चित्तानि मुह्यत अतो यदद्यैषां हृदि तदेषां परिनिर्जहि अमीषां चित्तानि प्रतिमोहयन्ते गृहाङ्गान्यप्येपरेहि गृहाणाङ्गान्यप्येपरेहि अभिप्रेहि निर्दह हृत्सु शोकैर्ग्राह्यामित्रान् स्तमसा विद्यशत्रून् असौ यासेनामरुतः परेषाम् अस्मान् ऐत्यभ्योजसा स्पर्धमाना तां विद्यत तमसापव्रतेन यतैषामन्यो अन्यं न जानात् ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. So our rishis munis were not like us, lazy, inadvertent, careless, irresponsible. No, they were active, dynamic, careful, responsible, and they recognize, as we said, the variety of possible enemy Shatru who block our progress, who stop our sadhana, who trouble us, who try to destroy us. And a part of the life always is to protect ourselves from this dushta. Right. Do this every day for Sanatana Dharma and oneself. Then be protected. You can't neglect it. Today we will be doing in our second sadhana of Dhyana Puraka Mantrocharana the Bala Gayatri. She herself is Tripura Sundari, one mother only in so many forms. Mother Tripura Sundari, worshipped in the child form, is Bala Tripura Sundari. So, Om Tripura Sundaryai Vidmahe Kameshwaryai Cha Dhimahi Tanno Bala Prachodayat. Simple mantra. Tripura Sundaryai, then Kameshwaryai, then Tanno Bala Prachodayat. Vidmahe, we know that Devata is Sakshat Parabrahma, Parameshwari. Anugrahartham, she comes in this form for those who worship. Dhimahi, we have that Shraddha, we take time to worship her, propitiate her with all the variety of upasanas as told by our Shastras. Dhimahi, Prachodayat, we pray to her to do the Prachodanam, to inspire. Prachodana means inspire. Inspire us and put us always on the dynamic action of sadhana seva. May we realize the beauty and joy in that dynamic living, not like now that we realize, or by mistake we think in not doing anything only there is happiness. A tamoguna. With all the potentialities of the divinity within us lurking, 80-90% of us, 80-90% of our life, 80-90% of the day, we just sleep only. With so much personal capacity, each of us, in all of us till we die, the potential doctors, lawyers, professionals, politicians, and the people to serve the world in thousand branches is there in us. The great spiritual seeker is there. The great spiritual, servant is there. But what is happening whole day? Buffalo ki tarah we sleep, do nothing. So the prachodayat means let that life happen in me, in which I am always a doer and contributor. The great saints like Vyasas, Adi Shankaras, Gurudevs, they realized it. That's why all through their life they went on working, working, exerting. That's why their contributions spread vast in terms of people, in terms of place, in terms of time. All those capacities are within us too. But we don't recognize them, we don't recognize joy in it. For us, the joy is kam se kam kaam karo aur so jao. Ha. Never become qualified, never do anything, don't contribute, get reservations on the name of any cause, and then just leave. Just always look that how can I avoid the work? How can I escape? How can I use my whole intelligence to escape? The works, the sevas, the spiritual services, we are also intelligent. हाँ स्वामी जी आजकल कौन सुनते हैं सत्संग के लिए अब हो गया. So this prachodayat makes us live life fully well dynamically. That's why this chanting. Okay, let us chant it 16 times. Om Tripura Sundaryai Vidmahe Kameshwaryai Cha Dhimahi Tanno Bala Prachodayat. Tripura Sundari Kameshwari Bala. Meanings you know, therefore I'm not repeating. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ त्रिपुरसुन्दर्यै च विद्महे कामेश्वर्यै च धीमहि तन्नो बाला प्रचोदयात्. ॐ ऐं ह्रीं श्रीं क्लीं सौः श्रीबाला त्रिपुरसुन्दरी आदि पराशक्तिमात्रे नमः. ध्यायामि आवाहयामि स्थापयामि पूजयामि. समस्तशक्त्योपचार भक्त्योपचार राजोपचार देवोपचारान् समर्पयामि. छत्रचामर नृत्य गीतवाद्य आन्दोलिकादीन् समर्पयामि. भजन कीर्तन स्तोत्र पठनेन तोषयामि. चरणौ शरणं प्रपन्नोऽस्मि. ॐ श्री आदिवराशक्तिबाला त्रिपुरसुन्दरी मात्रे नमः. तव चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये प्रार्थयामि. ॐ श्री बाला त्रिपुरसुन्दरी मात्रे नमः. सनातन धर्मस्य संरक्षणं शक्तीकरणम् अभिवृद्धिं विश्वव्याप्तिं कुरु गुरु स्वाहा सनातन धर्मस्य सकलशत्रून् शाश्वतरूपेण समूलनिर्मूलनं कुरु अस्माकं शत्रूनपि निर्मूलनं कृत्वा आध्यात्मिकसाधनानुभवं प्रति प्रचोदनं कुरु कुरु स्वाहा. Yes, may all these invoke Parabrahma Ishvara Jagannatha Devatagana Guru Gana Shastra Gana Kripa, and may we consciously daily develop and enjoy that development. So, having done our two activities of Veda Parayanam and Dhyana Purvaka Mantrocharanam, in our third activity, the common sense thought. So, today's common sense thought is not very clear, it will be very vague, yet you are smart, so you will catch it. First of all, have we become regular in our Shastra Shravana Adhyayana, Tattva Shastra Shravana Adhyayana, Manana? Have we become regular or not? Then, are we applying ourselves while doing these things? Shastra Shravana Adhyayana Manana. Are we present there in it, involving ourselves? Third, how much is our intellectual understanding happening? Intellectually, how much we are understanding, getting clarities, convictions about the spiritual life. Fourth one, did we understand that just by spiritual, intellectually understanding, nothing is going to happen? A little satisfaction will be there here, a justification will be there, or somebody you can teach, or somebody you can defeat. Did we realize it, you and I especially, that like the elephantitis one side, we are growing in our brain in the information of all this, theoretical, intellectual, but it is never sufficient. The other leg of ours is polio only. One leg polio, another leg elephantitis, and we want to win the gold medal in the Olympics running race. होता है क्या? So each of these questions are very powerful. Have we become regular in our Shastra Shravanadhyayana Manana Chintana? Are we involving in it while doing it? Because without involving objectively also you can do it. For somebody's sake, like कोई बुलाते तो उनके वास्ते जाते हो, isn't it? Then that won't help. While involving in all this, are we getting the clarities, understandings about the entire spiritual life idea, its glory, etc.? Third question was that. Fourth one, did we understand that the understanding is not sufficient? Intellectual apprehension is not sufficient at all of any of these spiritual things. Unless and until we bring them into our life by practice. Did we understand it? The fourth question is very crucial. Mane, Viveka understanding will not help us. Being Viveki helps us. I understood Vairagya. Who cares? Are you Vairagi or not? That matters. Without myself becoming Vairagi, with all knowledge, having that this is the definition of Viraga, है ना? Like Lord Rama will tell, ज्ञानमान जहे कहु नाही देख ब्रह्म समान माही. Then Viraga is Truna Samasiddhi Tini Guna Tyagi, he will tell. How many times in how many classes or text studying time we discussed about Vairagya. We are masters now to give lecture Baji. But will it help us? It never helps. knowing only what is Vairag. I have to be the Vairag. Na? Is it enough to know what is Shamadama Adi? Or should we become that? That is why sadhana chatushtaya sampanna is the adhikari. So as the time passes and we are spending the time in the so-called spirituality, these changes, these transformations, these improvements we have to bring in. They won't come. They won't come. याद रखो एक बात जिंदगी भर very tough है digest करना. See, which God is there with which bhakta permanently बताओ? Cannot be. Which guru is there with which disciple permanently बताओ? Relying on whom, we feel we are safe and secured, but they cannot be with us permanently. In the sense, in the way of we can depend on them outside continuously. Finally, they give all empowerments, educations, guidances. Then they leave us go and go. Leave it to ourselves. It is our lives. It's my life, isn't it? I have to take it into my hands, isn't it? I have to work on it. Will Guru does the meditation for me? Will he do the upasana for me? Will he do the japa for me? Will the God do it? And without doing them, will the spiritual growth happen? If it happens, then why did they mention to do all these things? And in the history, whoever have reached highest, have anybody reached highest only by knowing theory without doing anything practical? Did anybody, one example though, कि बिना कुछ किए पहुंच गए? Knowing theory but doing nothing. Did anybody reach out? Everybody had to do their own. Narada has to do his own tapasya. Rishis have to do their own tapasya. Even the avatars come, बैठे बैठे थोड़ी रहते हो, है ना? He is not the Matsya avatara, how much work he has done. Kurma avatara, didn't he do that supporting the earth and all? Varaha, he went into the Rasathala and brought that Prithvi. Nrsimha Bhagan had to work. Vamanaji had to work. So, are we becoming clear that I am left with myself finally? Are we clear about this fact that theoretical knowledge is not sufficient and without theory, further we can't move also? So, therefore, theory gaining, theory maintaining, theory sustaining, theory convincing has to go on happening, even though it is not fully sufficient. While maintaining that, means while maintaining our coming to the class regularly, we should understand that by knowing things won't happen, by doing only things happen. So, how much of us have started involving in the doings? Taken? Now, in the doings also, how many times we are afraid, or we are timid, or we are careless, or we are irresponsible, or we don't believe in our own abilities? How many of these viruses, diseases we have? Because of which our practically doing either not started or started but half-hearted, not fully applying, or at least not perfect. These are all the diseases or aberrations we have to eliminate from our life. And then one by one thing, even if we have started sadhana, we have to be very careful that we are evolving. We are not stuck up at one level. Sometimes we are stuck up in not doing sadhana only. Now, for example, what is the Vedantic ultimate goal? To realize Aham Brahmas. And what is the thing in which all the common men are caught up in? Aham Dehos. And you and I, the students of Vedanta Aham Brahmasmi, daily for so many classes, are we not 24 hours caught up in Aham Dehosmi only? So then what's the difference between us, the students of Aham Brahmasmi, and the others? That we have to focus. In that focusing, one thing we have to clearly understand that this Sharira, its maintenance, its Rakshana. is what is required na? Whatever is in our hands, let us learn to do it as a habit and rise above that as an issue. But for us, the whole life is body is the only issue. अब जब शरीर में फंसे हो, when will you reach to pranamaya kosha? When will you reach to the indriyas and indriya mastery? When will we reach to the manomaya? अब यही माया है. Not knowing this is maya, therefore getting lost only in this is maya. That we claim to be spiritual seekers, Aham Brahmasmi, but we are stuck up at Dehosmi only. 24 hours, what do we do for Deha only? The fear for Deha, the comforts for the Deha, the variety of tasty foods for the Deha or Indriya. अरे इसी में तुम फंसे हो तो then when will you reach to your mind level and manage it? अब यहीं फंसे वहां कब जाओगे? एंड ये ऐसा ही रहता है वो. दैट इज द माया, दैट इज द delusion. By realizing myself that I am caught up here, this is not the way it should be. I have to rise to the higher level. For that, the art of managing it I must know, and I must involve in these things in such a habitual way that no more it is an issue to me for myself. Like in some houses, the lucky husbands get a wonderful wife that she for the whole life takes care of the food of that person, husband. So that he never had an issue of the food only. तीनों दफा प्लेट में खाना आ रहा है. ये very lucky people will have. Otherwise, for others, food alone is जिंदगी भर issue. Because nobody to give food. Example. Somebody is there. It's an only example. Huh? Food is given by the wife, but oneself is worried only about Sharira again. Huh? That example is given to convey this point. That how can we sort out only attending to the body issue and rise above it. This is the homework, you do it. नहीं तो खाता रहेगा हमारे जिंदगी को. होल माइंड इज फॉर दैट ओनली और एफर्ट्स आर फॉर दैट ओनली. है ना. लाइक दैट स्टूपिड चाइल्ड ऑफ 6 months और 1 year एट होम इतना रोता रहता है कि सबका अटेंशन उस गधे पे होता है. ही मेक्स एंड समटाइम्स तो बुखार भी चढ़ती है ना उसको. ही विल एवरीबडी रन टू द हॉस्पिटल एंड ऑल. इन द सेम वे आवर शरीर इज लाइक दैट. It is not allowing us to rise above it only. Isn't it? ज़्यादा खाओ प्रॉब्लम, कम खाओ प्रॉब्लम. फिर नो इट ना एग्जैक्टली क्या खाने से प्रॉब्लम नहीं होता, कितना खाने. सो टू ये खाओ प्रॉब्लम, वो खाओ, वो कौन सा खाने से नहीं प्रॉब्लम होगा, करो. नो एक्सरसाइज डन एंड प्रॉब्लम. टू मच एक्सरसाइज डन प्रॉब्लम. व्हाट इज टू बी डन? फाइंड इट. Excessive sleep, another type of rigidities of the body. Too much of exercises, another type of pareshani. So we are not sorting out only Dehosmi. And all your wife or husband or children or friends, this all relations are Deha Sambandha only. When you transcend Sthula Deha and enter into dream, where are all these? Sleep में जाओ तो वो भी नहीं होते ड्रीम वाले. So Vedanta is not only simply theoretically reading some books and knowing their literal meaning and keeping it away like a novel. Vedanta means we involve in it. It involves in us. In us. We become one with it. It becomes one with us. That's called. And for that, understanding, conviction, and under say desire should come, then himmat. That himmat, that strong strength, that hosla, dhairya say we have to involve. And see our own enemy called mind intellect. Takes us to all the gurus, makes us, serve all the gurus, but doesn't allow that knowledge to percolate inside. It has a powerful weapon. You don't need it now or you can't do it now. These are the two things. This is a Maya. If not now, then when do you need spirituality? If I can't do it, who else will do it for me? Once this is done, it is not immediate, it is not required. Then everything else becomes immediate and required. Then we involve in it. Then दोस्तों को बुलाएंगे, दोस्तों के यहाँ जाएंगे, दोस्तों को फोन करेंगे, घर रिश्तेदार आएंगे. देन द होल डे घर में कहाँ पेंटिंग करना है, कौन से गमले लगानी है, everything is samsara only. Because that first thing is removed. Spirituality is not necessary. Spirituality is no need of immediate. First it says not necessary. If somebody says no, it is necessary, yeah, necessary but not immediate. पहले पौधे को पानी देने दो, फिर ध्यान करूंगा। पहले खाना पीना बना दो, फिर ध्यान करूंगा। और वो खत्म होता ही नहीं वो। That is the Maya. First get married, then spirituality. First get children, then first get them, rear them up, then spirituality. Settle them, then spirituality. Then old ho gaye. Now I am old, I cannot do. Let me wait for next life. In this way, thousands of lives we are doing same. This is called as analysis. This is called self-contemplation, self-introspection. What I am listening, Vedanta, what are its details, goals and means indicated? Where do I stand? What am I doing? As said just now, 24 hours dehos mein hi hum. Therefore, we are not even minding the mind. We have not reached to the manomay level. Annamay mein hi फंसे हैं अभी. प्राणमय तक भी नहीं आए. मनोमय तो फिर दूरी बात है. How many times per day we are aware of our mind, its thoughts, emotions. Unless we become aware of them, we cannot sort them out. Na? To become aware of them, we have to come to that level. Where are we coming? 24 घंटे देहोस्मी. Finish that. Habitually, I have to live at the physical level in such a way that it is not an issue. More than that, उसका सोचना नहीं चाहिए. Think about it. Think about it. So to the Indriyas. How long we listen to them, how long you we feed them. अटक गए हम. You who? You and I who are studying Brahmas. Forget about those who never studied it. उनको तो वही जिंदगी है. Like a pashu which never listens to Vedanta. For it, it's that grass alone is जिंदगी. घास खाए, पानी पिए, बच्चा पैदा करे, मर जाए. Like the animals are the others. Like them, we are also. Even though we study Shastra. Now you understand how much we have to be matured in our these understandings. मनोमय में आई नहीं, अटक ही गए शरीर में. After coming to Manoma and managing it, then we go to Vijnanamaya. Then in the Vijnanamaya Kosha, always in Brahma Chintana. That's what the other day we saw around 12, 13 days back. In the common sense thought only. Should we think about the Brahma Tattva or the Jagat? Should we think about the Rishi, Munis, Bhaktas and Avataras or the people? Should we think about the Yoga Sadhanas or the Bhoga? What are we thinking this only? Which is the mantra of Upanishad? It comes to our mind just like that. कोई नहीं है. कौन सा गीता का श्लोक याद रहता? Which Leela of the Krishna we just suddenly remember and revel in it in devotion? Which Leela of Rama we revel in? Which Chaupai of Tulsi Ramayana we remember? If that is not in me, then how can I be in that spirituality? Oh, that is the meaning of what we are studying in Gita. Yanisha sarvabhutanam tasyam jagrati sanyami. We are not a sanyami, awakened to reality. We are the bhuta only who are awakened to the worldliness, in spite of our listening. If that's the case, then be aware. Keep on struggling in that direction. And don't give up. Start. Having started, keep moving. Believe in oneself that I can understand the higher things. I can do the higher things. I can reach to the higher levels. I can, I must also. I should also. There's no other way. The another big problem is what? We give so many alternatives to us other than spirituality. Alternatives. Therefore, we go for them. We give so many alternatives. In the sense, without spiritual sadhana, वो ये करने से चलेगा. अब चलता ही रह रहा है. अब क्या चल रहा है? संसार ही चल रहा है. And sowing the seeds for the samsara even in further lives. even in further lives. इसमें ट्रिक क्या है ना, a guru can talk to us on this topic, but he cannot convince us. We have to be convinced. Taking the data from the guru, what is he saying is correct or not, you contemplate. Vimrushya etat asheshena. That's what Arjuna told by Krishna. Whatever I said, uska asheshena vichar vimarsha karke yatha ichchasi tatha. You do what you feel right, deem right. So today's common sense thought has some little higher than the common, but most relevant thing for you and I today. First of all, are we clear in the theory? Second, are we becoming practical? Third, the practical means what? Whole day are we only at Dehosmi? Then when will we rise to Manaha? After Mana only the Buddhi. Thereafter only the Sarvada Sarvatra Aham Brahmas. Isn't it? Even lower than the Dehosmi level is what? Not even caring the Sharira and worried only about the world which never listens to us, which has its own way to go. Your wife, husband will not listen. They have their own life. Do you listen to them? As much you think that they should listen to you, they also think same. Your friends and relatives, your own children, नहीं सुनते, कोई नहीं हमारा, है ना? वो गाना रोते रोते नहीं, हंसते गाओ, हिंदी वाला. कोई हमदम न रहा, कोई सहारा न रहा, हम किसी के न रहे, कोई हमारा न रहा. करेक्ट है वो, but don't cryingly tell it, but with wisdom. Yes, it is true. Everybody will have to do their sadhana. Therefore, nobody can attach to anybody. I also cannot. I have to mind myself. Absolutely, I have to become selfish. S with capital letter. That's the meaning of Sannihite Kale Samprapte Dukrum Karne Nahi Rakshit. That's the meaning of Yam Yam Vapi Smaran Bhavam Tejatyante Kalevaram Tam Te Me Vaidi Kaunte. Means with whatever the personality or nature or mind we trained ourselves to be before death and die, that's what we reached. Our jnana will go with us but won't help. Our sadhana only helps us. है ना? जितना साधना में हम इन्वॉल्व हो रहे हैं, that's more important. That's what evolves us. Think about it. 24 hours देहोस्मि अरे बाबा फंसा हूं मैं इसमें. I have to come out by myself and find your own techniques. Each are we are intelligent, isn't it? That intelligence let us use in finding our own techniques. In any way you can do. Time wise is the best technique. First time wise means सुबह या कभी 2 घंटे में other than the sharira I'll contemplate on reality, or I will become aware of my mind and intellect, try to purify it, set right it. ऐसा 2 घंटे दिन में लगाओ. First you have to give time, then you have to give a thought, then be clear in the understanding as to what to do, then be practical. है ना? Like this class, we are giving 1 hour to understand the truth, the reality. It's a very good exercise. But here somebody is doing it for us. We are only listening, which is very essential but not complete. We have to involve ourselves. Like for me too, I'm here talking to you. How does it help me if I talk to you? Unless I do it for myself, isn't it? मुझे आपको कहने से और आपको मेरे से सुनने से कोई फायदा नहीं है. मुझे मेरे को करने से फायदा है और आपको आप खुद करे तो. So that's how may we become matured in our thinking and understanding and start becoming more deeply involved. Otherwise, remember, the life ऐसा ही चलता है. The varieties will change, but the thing will remain same. Understand? Now people are learning English, therefore they fight in English. Otherwise, fighting continues. Whether you fight in English or Punjabi or Hindi, it will continue. Isn't it? The type of bhoga are changing, but the bhoga is continuing. Isn't it? Because of the variety of thinkings, The things come onto the dining table, they change. That is also Mahamaya. There is a करोड़ों चीजें. People are going on experimenting. इसको उससे मिलाकर उससे इससे मिलाकर और कुछ बना के दे दो, मस्त रहता है खाने को. But finally it is eating only. That never ends. It is like that only the world. It will go on in its own flow. We have to pause. We have to think. We have to understand our goal and means. We have to reset our path. We have to restart. Every day it has to be done, isn't it? At the highest level, mein, every moment I know consciously I am doing my sadhana to reach to the goal. अब तो इतना सुनकर भी साध्य साधना का कन्विक्शन ही नहीं हुआ. है ना? Still, unless somebody reminds us, we forget. And that also we listen as if to oblige that fellow who is speaking. उसके आत्म शांति के लिए. It is for me. It is helping me. It should help me. I must use it for myself. It is a blessing of God and Guru, which is not permanent. When will it stop? We don't know. Make the hay while sun shines. When the blessings are happening, that time only I have to utilize it. ये एक भी thought हमको होता ही नहीं. ऐसे घूमते सोते रहते. And that tamoguna comes to us because only Vishayas we are involved in, people we are involved in, this TV program we are involved. ये सब नाश करने वाले हैं, राक्षसत्व है. इसकी जरूरत नहीं है. But they have become essentials. Naturally, the spirituality becomes non-essential. All this is put together is Yanisha Sarvabhutanam Shloka of Gita. We are slept to spirituality and awakened to worldliness. And the great saints and sages, they slept to this nonsense. They awaken to reality. They don't never go to whole life for any hotel because I know what is required. I make and eat. I don't even look at the ads कि किस तरह का भोजन है. काय को जरूरत नहीं. They never go to the shopping malls or any कपड़ों का दुकान. एक बार जो चाहिए खरीद लिया, मुझे फट गया तो फिर जाकर ले आता हूँ बस. But are we not today so much involved in this world? In such a delusion, not even thinking, भाई इतना नहीं चाहिए, इतना जरूरत नहीं, इतना दिमाग खपाने का. And with ourselves fully lost in it, where are we available for our own selves, for our own sadhana of discovering our own self? That's why we said, I am not available to myself only. Then how can I be available to my real self? That in yoga bhasha called as kshipta and vikshipta. From one place to the other, we are throwing ourselves. Kshipta means kshipani, missile. Kshepana means throwing. We are throwing ourselves from things to the beings, to the objects, to the situations, to the experiences, through all whims and fancies and emotions and imagination, projections. None of them are required. But a दारू पिया हुआ ऐसे लुढ़कता हुआ चलता है ना, इन दैट वे, इन दैट डेल्यूजन दारू, हम ऐसे ही भटकते लुढ़कते हुए चल रहे हैं. सीधा ही चल रहे हैं लेकिन टेढ़े जगह पे. स्वामी जी में सीधा ही चलता हो लुढ़कता हुआ. तुम्हारा चलना सीधा है बट जहां जा रहे हो वो टेढ़ा है. दैट इज द थिंग. ओम 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 सहना भवतु. नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम्. ओम भवयेव भवानिति मे नितरां ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म भक्ति योग धर्म विद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातन धर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति विश्व आध्यात्मिक प्रगत्यर्थं धर्म संस्थापकानां नित्य निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरन्तरशास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तरशत्रुविघ्न शाश्वत समूलनिर्मूलनपूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकैन्दव संस्कृतेः धर्ममोक्षपुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सङ्कल्पितसत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयः तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययनसाधना प्रयत्नमध्ये कृष्णयजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः आद्यशङ्करभाष्य समेत अध्ययनसाधना प्रयत्नं मोक्षार्थं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे। ओम नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्। पारायणम् अथ चतुर्थोऽध्यायः। Fourth chapter we have to start. Om ya eko avarno bahudha shakti yogat varnananekan nihitartho dadate vichaiti chante vishwamadau sadevaha sano buddhya shubhaya samyunaktu tadevagnistadadityaha tadvayustadu chandramaha tadeva shukram tadbrahma तदापस्तत् प्रजापतिः त्वं स्त्री त्वं पुमानसि त्वं कुमार उत वा कुमारी त्वं जीर्णो दण्डेन वञ्चसि त्वं जातो भवसि विश्वतो मुखः। सी त्वं स्त्री पुमानसि त्वं कुमारः जीर्णो दण्डेन वञ्चसि. What we talked in common sense thought that only the sharira related. The shloka also same today. ॐ तपः प्रभावात् देवप्रसादात् च ब्रह्मः श्वेताश्वतरोऽथ विद्वान् अत्याश्रमिभ्यः परमं पवित्रं प्रोवाच सम्यक् ऋषिसङ्गजुष्टम्। तपः प्रभावात् देवप्रसादात् च ब्रह्मः श्वेताश्वतरोऽथ विद्वान् अत्याश्रमिभ्यः परमं पवित्रं प्रोवाच सम्यक् ऋषिसङ्घजुष्टम्. Just three more shlokas, 21, 22, 23. Sixth chapter, Shwethashwathara Upanishad. So, Shwethashwataraha Brahma Vidwan. Shwethashwataraha Rishihi Brahma Vidwan. Shwethashwatara Rishi is the one who realized the Brahman. How did you, sir? Tapa Prabhavat Deva Prasadat. Exhaustively seen. After that, what he has done, what his gurus have done, that only did. What did he do? The gurus caught like people like him who are Atyashrami, he taught them also again Brahmavid. And the disciples who have learned from him, what did they do? They also Brahmavidwan became to their next generation, they taught. In this way, the Guru Parshishya Parampara Rupena, the Brahma Vidya Prasara is happening, thank God. And we have to come into that line, that lane, that chamber of Guru Shishya Parampara. बारिश होती है तो जब छाते के नीचे या नहीं तो शेल्टर के नीचे आते हो, how safe and secured. So to coming into the Guru Parampara of Brahma Vidya is the greatest safety and security. At least we are in the shelter, you know. That is the purpose of telling the importance of Guru Shishya Parampara, or through the Parampara only the Brahma Vidya has to be learned. Second one, Atyashrami is the one which we are exhaustively discussing from last 2-3 days. Ati means Pujayam. Atyashrami means Pujaniya Ashrama, the greatest and the highest ashrama. And who is the one who is in that ashrama? First he is telling that. Then he tells they are none but the sannyasis. पहले ही सन्यासी कहो तो लोग घबराते, इसलिए पहले एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हैं. So Atyashrami is he who is because of the sadhana chatushtaya sampada mahima. Again the same topic which we studied in common sense thought. Because of the sadhana chatushtaya sampada mahima, sveshu dehadishu api, to his own deha and prana indriyas mana, jivana bhoga adi shu anastha vadhi. He has risen above all the bhogas long back. Even his interest is not in Jina Marna. As long as Jina hai, so long he knows the reality. He is reasoning to such an extent that he's not calculating how old I am, what is my age. He's not worried about it. He's not wasting time in that. So what, तुम्हारा उम्र कितना भी है, बुढ़ापा कितना, why are you thinking? जो करना है करना, साधना. He is like that, Atyashrami. He is not worried about the bhoga to the deha, as well as he is not worried about even jivana about this deha. Now, how can I explain, in what language one can explain these things? It should click to us that at what level of intellectual living he is living, and the intellect is applied only for the Tattva Chintana. That's called Atyashrami. Because he is in its state, from within, naturally is sannyasi, recognizing it, to make him firmly established in it, rooted in it, the Guru gives him sannyas. Sannyasitva is this quality. Sadhana chatushtaya sampada mahimna sveshu dehadishu api jivana bhogadishu anavastadvadbhyaha atyasramibhyaha. To them. Ataeva, beautiful point, vairagya pushkalebhyaha. Pushkala vairagya means sufficient vairagya. Pushkala vairagya means endless vairagya, complete vairagya, continuous vairagya. Like the pushkalata in terms of wealth. Means what? Anything to purchase, you have money. That's called pushkalata. Sufficiency. Anything you can, which is so very required, you are ready. कहीं दूसरे देश में घूमना है तो you have sufficient money. Throw the money, give it to the agent. He will organize and you go and come. Pushkala. He wants to do some charity. He has plenty of money. Money के level में. इसी तरह पुष्कल वैराग्य means none of the Dehendra Prana Manobuddhi related temptations are tempting him. He has sufficient weaponry of the Vairagya to defeat all those destroying thoughts or temptations. Pushkala Vairagya, full Vairagya, मैंने कुछ चाहिए नहीं मेरे को बस. Except Brahman, I want nothing. This is what the Atyasrami, selecting whom he taught Brahma Vidya. Now, to substantiate this Atyasramitva, this Sannyasitva, two mantras are quoted from Puranas. We have seen them. Let us just browse through them and then go to the next topic. What is the mantra number 1? Taduktam Vairagyam Pushkalam Nasyat Nishvalam Brahma Darshanam. If the Pushkala Vairagya is not there, the Brahma Darshana can never happen. Tasmad raksheta viratim budho yatnena sarvada. Therefore, a wise person should protect the vairagya within him always, sarvada, yatnena, by all efforts. The efforts are not exposing our faculties to those vishayas, exposing which again the desires will come, we are tempted, then the vairagya goes away, then we are not fit for Brahma Vidya. And these are all not such a sublime secrets that unless I study deep Upanishads, I won't understand. Nahi. Daily हम वही तो कर रहे हैं. Shastras are mirrors only. They are only showing us what we are doing and what we have to do, what we have to achieve. Think very important it is. Like without the Pushkala Vairagya, the Brahma Vidya will not come. Is it such a difficult and terrible and mushkil thing to understand? Not at all. We are the example. ब्रह्म विद्या का डेफिनेशन है अभी तक नहीं पता हुआ, जिंदगी में 5 साल 6 साल सुनते हुए. भाई पुष्कल वैराग्य इज नॉट देयर. ओनली 1 hour वैराग्य इन द क्लास. That also half of the time looking at the cell phone, looking here and there. And it is an online class. पता नहीं कितने बार उठ के बैठते होंगे. I don't see. पुष्कल वैराग्य नहीं है तो ब्रह्म विद्या का समाचार भी सुनने को नहीं होता हमको. Therefore, vairagyam pushkalam nasyat. Agar if the vairagya is not sufficient, निष्फलम ब्रह्म दर्शनम. तस्मात् रक्षेत विरतिम बुधः यत्नेन सर्वदा. Therefore, develop that vairagya and protect that vairagya all the time with all efforts if you are a wise person. And what is wisdom? Wanting to know the reality. And these are all obstructions. So it's so simple, and many of you must be reaching to this level by now. My goal is Brahma Vidya. My own involvement in the world is the obstruction to me. Slowly I have to withdraw from it. इतना तो अकल जरूर आ गया होगा, आई बिलीव. मुझे तो आ रहा है. आप तो इतने महान तो मेरे से तो कभी का आ गया होगा. My goal is the inner self. My inner outer involvements are my own obstructions to my inner journey. So I have to slowly withdraw from it. इतना मेच्योरिटी तो आया होगा. That is the meaning of tasmad buddha yatnena vairagyam raksheta. Tasmat raksheta viratim buddha yatnena sarvada. So tasmad raksheta viratim buddho yatnena sarvada. Clear? Think about these are all very contemplative shlokas to really create that feeling from within. That feeling that where am I going? What am I doing with my life? Is it right way? And from that doing the wrong things and continuously regretting, doing the right perfect things every moment and feeling that contentment within us is the journey we have to travel, or is the shifting we have to achieve, or the transformation we have to bring in our life, which happens for 1 hour in the class. Thank God in this 1 hour I am sitting and studying Shastra. एटलीस्ट मुझे तो इतना फुलफिलमेंट होता है 1 घंटा. कम से कम इधर उधर नहीं भटक रहा हूँ, शास्त्र पढ़ रहा हूँ. बट आफ्टर द क्लास, थ्रू आउट द डे, थ्रू आउट द लाइफ, what is the thing that in the mind? So therefore, Buddha raksheta viratim yatnena sarvada. One quotation. Second one, equally powerful. Beautiful it is. What is it? Ki smrutyantare, in another smruti grantha. What is it? Yada manasi vairagyam jayate sarva vastushu. Yada, whenever manasi, in the mind, vairagyam jayate sarva vastushu. By some kripa, the vairagya happens in the mind. Sometimes. Yada manasi vairagyam jayate sarva vastushu tada eva sanyaset vidvan anyatha patito bhavet. At that very moment, when the vairagya comes, just give up everything and get into the spiritual sadhana. Otherwise, as we said yesterday, those golden moments won't come again and again of vairagya. Again, we get lost into the worldliness in that flood and flow. And when that state of vairagya comes in us, immediately taking up the sannyasa and going to spiritual path. It's like when we are flooded in the rivers, suddenly some support has come from somewhere. एक पेड़ का डाली मिल गई हो या रस्सी मिल गया कुछ, immediately we have to hold it and then protect from getting flooded, isn't it? Because once again you leave that opportunity, we go on getting flooded endlessly. These understandings are called real understandings, maturities. Put it in another practical way for you and I, that all the material comforts we have, minimum required, the gurus love us, they respect us, the divine is continuously blessing, the rishis are blessing. We are in such a well positioned place, you and I especially. And we have not to answer anyone, nobody is questioning us. What an amount of beautiful freedom we have. Do you think this will be there with us all the time? कभी का तबीयत खराब हो सकता है, कभी कोई हमें किसी में लुभा सकता है, डुबा सकता है, फंसा सकता है. But we are free from all those problems right now. Then if we don't encash it now, then when do we see the people of the world? Luckily for us, like many, don't have the too many worldly ambitions also. कि आपको एमएलए एमपी बनने का है इच्छा, मेरे को तो अब नहीं है बाप, कभी भी नहीं था. आपको अभी बनने का कुछ प्रधानमंत्री या करोड़पति और ए फेमस सिनेमा एक्टर बनना चाहते हो क्या एट द एज ऑफ 90? Good that we don't have those ambitions. That is because of vairagya or laziness, but it works. Isn't it? For me, such ambitions are not there because of laziness. But it is encashable. Good, na? Dimag udhar to ja nahi raha. We don't have those higher ambitions of this and that. हम यहाँ तक परम वैरागी लकी फेलो है कि देश उद्धार का धर्म उद्धार का ख्याल भी नहीं आता अपन को. Again, it is out of intelligence maturity that other than Brahman, I don't want anything, or out of laziness, but it helps. You and I have to see that we are placed in such a wonderful place. We have to think about it. We have to understand and we have to plan and vigorously involve in our inner journey. Not known to anyone. It's known to only me that I am doing. So here that's the meaning of yada manasi vairagyam jayate sarva vastushu. जब मन में सारे वस्तु विषय व्यक्ति भोग के लिए वैराग्य जो उत्पन्न होता है that time तदा एव संन्यासेद विद्वान. At that very golden moment encash and take sannyas and leave it. Then come to the guru and do the sadhana. Na anyatha patito bhavet. Otherwise you again trapped and fall to the samsara. And the second biggest problem in being samsara is every activity of ours, every thought of ours, creating such karma phalas and vasanas that they are definitely going to drown us, draw us, pull us again into samsara only in our further lives. The biggest danger is that. You know, any one of us, it is no exception. Any amount of worldly thinking I do in whatever position I am creating vasanas only. Think about it. And these vasanas, do you think they will leave us, spare us? हम तो उन्हीं के अब गुलाम में है ना, उन्हीं के वश में होकर अभी संसारी है ना. Same thing will be. This a wise person of the age of 65 should start thinking. Isn't it? If not, if he continues to maintain that vigorous involvement in worldliness, he is destroying his future lives also. Destroying means from spiritual standpoint, he will be worldly only. You know, every worry about your children will create more attachment towards the children in your heart, which will trouble in our next life or future life or in sadhana. Life ki baat chodo, in our sadhana further. So you have done your responsibilities. Na? Now leave them to their care. You mind your inner self. Oh, देखो, that is how every time we disappoint our gurus. When they say, come to the self and meditate. Oh, no, no, how can I meditate? If I meditate only on my this and that relative and this and that friend and all that. अब देखो, that means Vivek has not come in us. Understanding not come in us about what is bandha and moksha. दैट इज वाई द मोक्ष को हम बंधन मान रहे हैं इसलिए वहां नहीं जा रहे. बंधन को मोक्ष मानते हुए वहीं जा रहे. दैट्स वाई पशु डजंट नो दैट इफ आई गो फॉर ग्रास देयर आई विल बी कॉट बाय दैट स्नेयर और दैट एनी ऑफ द जाल. वो जाता है फंसता है. वी आर ऑल्सो डूइंग सेम थिंग. एक्सपर्ट्स most intelligent we are thousand times than the pasu to get caught up. They are unintelligently getting bound. We are intelligently getting bound. All our intellectual thinking is only how to continue as a samsari. Is it not? Then are we intelligent? The true intelligence is how to get rid of it and enter into that infinitude, that vastness. ये है सेकंड श्लोका. आई रियली लव्ड इट. यदा मनसि वैराग्यम जायते सर्ववस्तुषु तदा एव सन्न्यसेद विद्वान् अन्यथा पतितो भवेत्. Then, having taken sannyasa, remind again yourself that you are in this path, you are supposed to do this, these are your duties and kartavyas. You have risen above that, all of them. Still, maybe there are some vasana, samskara, prarabdha. Beware of them. Uh, go through all of them without getting lost in anything. Ah. And if you are more serious and devoted to Guru and God, the blessings come in a unique manner that you see, you are surprised to realize when you realize it that the Lord Guru takes you away from everything else and he gives only two things: theory Brahma Vidya, practical Brahma Vidya. Aha! And when you realize it, then you'll have tears only of joy and gratitude to the Guru and God, how they pulled you away from the samsara. On the name of sadhana, we are involving in samsara only. अब कुछ टेंशन नहीं है, बस पढ़ो पढ़ाओ साधना करो. Mast means must. If you are true in your desire and devotion, the Lord will take you away from some places. So He will take away the people from you. In the places and people have gone away from you, what is there is you and your sadhana. You all are lucky. And I feel so. Every day आप क्लास में आ रहे हो मतलब you are such a क्या कहते हैं ना बिंदास पंछी that nobody to tie you down. That's a blessing. Everybody doesn't get that. This is both है ना बाहर भी convince होना है inside the mind also convenience. Outside convenience also will be there. Inside mind should cooperate. You are more lucky not only because of the outer things. You are lucky because your inner mind is cooperating. Otherwise, outer freedom lakhs and crores of people have, all the retired fellows. But inside they don't have freedom. Therefore, they stick onto the TV, stuck up, or they are lost in one thing or the other. We are lucky and thankful to the Guru that inside we have willingness for the spirituality. Wonderful it is. May it grow day in and day out. May we truly enjoy in doing our sadhana and look back and see, अरे पिछले 5 साल में जो करना था साधना जबरदस्त गया. अब मैं खुश हूँ. I can face the Lord. If you ask me question, I can give all these reports. See, I have done all this, oh God. Okay, so today's common sense thought and Upanishad thought is same. The conclusion is I have to do it. Nobody can do for it. Me. And that I have to do right now. And now onwards, till I reach the goal. Nothing else. Om 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 Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Tat Sat Brahma Arpanamastu. Gita.